Welcome to the Viva Vegan Minisode with me, Faye.
And me, Erin.
So this is the first minisode of the year, and we've got a lot of exciting things kind of already in the pipeline at Viva. But before we go on to that, we want to talk a little bit about our 2024 and our year in review page, which is live now on the website. So we did a lot last year, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely. We had amazing campaigns. We had things like the Would You Swap thing, where we took it to universities. I think I've just done some reflection on it, and we visited over 20 universities. We spoke to hundreds of students, showing them our VR footage, showing them inside a pig farm in the UK. We also had some other amazing campaigns, like our Are You an Animal Lover tour?
Absolutely. The outreach was next level last year. Our outreach manager, Joe, spoke to so many people. We had so many volunteers who came to help out. So thank you to everyone who came along. It was also very exciting. We had the campaign Pig Gassing, which was released, and it came second place, didn't it, in Vegfest's 2024 campaign of, was it the campaign of the year?
Yes, it was Best Activism Campaign, the Vegfest Award. We literally lost by one vote, but to be honest, it was for a really good other campaign, Camp Beagle, so shout out to them, winners.
Well done to Camp Beagle, but 1 point.
One point off.
On the flip side of that, though, we did win Best Podcast of the Year.
Yeah. Woo! We did win by over 300 votes, though, so
thank you.
Yeah, thank you for everyone who voted.
To all the people out there, thank you very much. So we're going to start to tell you a little bit about something we've got coming up over the next few months. We're starting our new campaigns for 2025. We're not going to go into a lot of detail about that for now. We're going to be doing something that's huge.
Yeah, you'll have to watch out. We've got something coming up very soon. You'll be getting all the information right across our socials, but it's so exciting. We just can't tell you quite yet.
Yeah, and we're very excited to tell you. So you will be inundated with a lot of Viva news in terms of our most recent campaign, which is going to start 2025 off incredibly strongly.
I can't wait for it.
Same. So our first story is about the H5N1 virus. You've heard people talking about this for some time now, but it's actually become quite serious. Because of a recent outbreak, there's been some cats who have actually, died at this point or become very, very sick due to the kind of raw food that they've been consuming.
Yeah, so in case you don't know, it's also known as bird flu, but experts have been saying and warning about raw meat, so particularly raw diets for cats, and then also things like unpasteurized milk. It's become a bit of a popular trend lately to consume these sort of products. People saying that it's a health food. It really isn't. When, we're seeing, beloved animals pass away because of it. And it's also, quite dangerous for our personal health. So, there's 2 companies now that are about to recall their food or are, facing legal action regarding the deaths of these animals. And it is completely avoidable, going or avoiding raw animal food. And then also just making sure that people are being hygienic with their animals and making sure that they're checking what they're feeding them.
Absolutely. There's a lot of experts out there as well at the moment who are talking about this. Andrew Knight is probably one of the leading experts making that kind of connection and talking about how, you can cut down your carbon emissions by advocating for dogs to have a vegan diet. He's been doing some work with a lady called Claire Lucy, who we're going to have on the podcast as a guest in the next few months.
Yeah, it should be such an interesting chat.
It will be really interesting, so we're very excited for that. But there is a link between kind of what you feed your dogs, isn't there? And there's all the evidence backs it to say that they can be completely vegan. So our next story, everybody's favourite, Chris Packham, has kind of volleyed against what he's calling dangerous propaganda, which is all to do with the Eat Balanced campaign.
Yeah, so the Let's Eat Balanced campaign, you might have seen it. It came out last January, I believe, and it was essentially promoting the public to eat more British products, including lamb, beef, and also milk. They had a whole sort of guerrilla marketing campaign. It was everywhere on YouTube, on our televisions, and, really just trying to promote these farming industries that ultimately had been failing and falling behind as, people decided to cut back on meat. And it was kind of the industry's direct approach to that. So yeah, Chris Packham has come out. He's written a letter to the government. It's been signed by people like the Vegan Society and UK vegan health professionals, essentially saying that, we shouldn't be promoting this. It's bad for our health. Red meat, things like lamb, things like beef, they've been proven time and time again to have a direct impact on our health. They're class 2 carcinogens. They have lots of saturated fat in them. And ultimately, it's also bad for our planet, with the UK facing immense climate issues. You know, we've seen sort of terrible things happen in the last month. Is it really something that we should be promoting these unsustainable farming practices?
No, and that's the thing. He's called for people to start to promote things like fresh fruit, vegetables, all of the things that we already know and that society already knows. It's just coming to that point where we have to actually act on this. We will put a link as well in below just so you can have a look at the open letter and sign it if you wish.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's a brand new documentary called Food for Thought.
Yep, it's just come out. It's been directed by Dan Richardson and Giles Alderson. It looks absolutely amazing.
It's basically following people on a vegan journey for 30 days. They ask people to take up a vegan diet and see how it works. And it's a really positive documentary in terms of talking to activists, to looking at the vegan community, and there's some special guest appearances in there from our favourite, Hench Herbivore, and lots of different vegans. So it sounds like a really positive and uplifting documentary, which I'm actually really looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, definitely. It's just come out on January 24th, so I'm pretty sure you can watch it online, or maybe it'll be in some cinemas near you.
So next up, V-Label, who you might have heard of. They're the company responsible for putting the vegan or vegetarian sort of stamps onto food products, have just come up with the new C label.
Mm-hmm. Can anyone guess what it is?
Have a guess.
So the C label is actually covering cultivated meat. So in case you don't know much about cultivated meat, it's essentially lab grown. V-Label have come out with some very strict regulations, including things like the animal can't be harmed or killed during the process. And then also things like no animal products can actually be used in the cultivation stages. So technically it isn't using any animals for it. I guess it's always a bit difficult. Some people aren't too sure on it. Some people aren't, against it. They're quite fond of it. It's a difficult topic, really.
It really is, because at the heart of it, there's the biopsy, right?
Yeah.
They're extracting the cell. And you were saying something earlier about how if you're eating a Beyond Burger, it might be slightly different.
Yeah, it's ingredients going into it.
Absolutely. But with this, it's going to be an identikit sort of food source.
Yeah, it's kind of you take the biopsy from the animal and then you're cultivating it to multiply, but it's the same thing cloned over and over. So it's a little bit interesting, a little bit weird. But I don't know. I guess my opinion on it, at least, is that if an animal isn't suffering, and some people, as much as we want to, make the world go vegan, if it's an extra thing that can help save animals' lives and help, protect the environment, if we can use it for certain things, then maybe it's a way forward. And actually, something that they have just agreed to put the C label on is some cultivated pet food.
Oh, it's Meatly, isn't it? Yeah, Meatly.
Yeah, so they're actually making cultivated chicken, I believe, for cat food, which is going to be the first people to receive this C stamp on their products.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. We're at a strange time in science where we're finding these companies are coming along. But if it does reduce the suffering, it's kind of the stepping stone, I suppose.
Yeah, a bridging thing.
Yeah, I guess so. Kind of bridging the gap. But
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, let us know in the comments, because we're kind of stumped on this one.
Yeah.
So before we go, if anybody has just recently discovered veganism, or you've completed the Veganuary month challenge, massive congratulations to you and well done. We've got a lot of resources over on Viva in terms of continuing this. So we've got V7, our brand new meal plan, which is amazing. And you can pick and choose that. You can do that throughout the year. If you've just got into the gym, or you've started 2025, as I have with the New Year, New You, we've also got a V7 high protein meal plan, which is amazing for people who are looking to kind of maybe build body mass and work out at the gym and do all that kind of weightlifting. We've also got a huge amount of videos from the Plant Built team on the YouTube channel as well. So if you're looking into that kind of thing, go and check them out.
Yeah, there are dozens of absolutely delicious, completely free recipes, and you can pick and choose, as Faye said, mix and match, try what works for you.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, congratulations to everyone who's completed Veganuary. Let's stay with it, and we'll see you next month.
Okay.
Thank you very much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.